Okay, have you ever felt like there was some sort of conspiracy against you? Well, Asaph lists nation after nation that has joined forces to wipe Israel off of the map. He cries out, God, do not keep silent. If you need God to speak into a situation today, you need to hear this prayer. Hey, family, it's Rachel here, and we're continuing our journey through the book of Psalm. And today we are reading Psalm chapter 83. So Psalm 83 lists a number of nations that are conspiring against Israel. We see Edom, Moab, and even Philistia. This reflects periods when surrounding peoples formed alliances to weaken Israel's security. And this kind of goes back to the history that we see in the book of Judges and the tension between the monarchy narratives that is written in there. So let's go ahead and read Psalm 83 together right now. O God, do not be silent. Do not be deaf. Do not be quiet, O God. Don't you hear the uproar of your enemies? Don't you see that your arrogant enemies are rising up? They devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious ones. Come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. We will destroy the very memory of its existence. Yes, this was their unanimous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you. These Edomites and Ishmaelites, Moabites and Hagrites, Gebalites, Amorites, and Amalekites, and people from Philistia and Tyre. Assyria has joined them too, and is allied with the descendants of Lot. Do to them as you did to the Midianites, and as you did to Sisera and Jabin at the Kishon River. They were destroyed by Endor, and their decaying corpse fertilized the soil. Let their mighty nobles die as Oreb and Zeb did. Let all their princes die like Zebah and Zalmunna. For they said, let us seize for our own use these pasture lands of God. Oh my God, scatter them like tumbleweed, like chaff before the wind. As a fire sets a forest, and as a flame sets mountains ablaze, chase them with your fierce storm, terrify them with your tempest, utterly disgrace them until they submit to your name, O Lord. Let them be ashamed and terrified forever. Let them die in disgrace. Then they will learn that you alone are called the Lord, that you alone are the Most High, supreme over all the earth. One thing I love as I am reading this is how confident Asaph is when it comes to understanding that these are the Lord's enemies. I heard this years ago where someone was sharing how oftentimes when we look at Satan, even in the nature of how he operates, we begin to think that Satan is our enemy. And to a degree he is, but really he is an enemy of the Lord. And we see this with Asaph, that Asaph says, even in verse 2, don't you hear the uproar of your enemies? Don't you see that your arrogant enemies are rising up? I think if we really looked at the battles that we go through and the people who come against us as enemies of the Lord and not take it so personally, we will then realize that God is going to come in on our behalf. He sees what's happening. These were not Asaph's enemies per se. These were enemies that were fighting against God himself. The enemies and the people that are warring against you, the situations that are warring against you, if you are a child of God, they are warring against God himself. And we have to be confident that God is going to take care of his enemies and he's going to take care of his children. The reason Asaph was coming before the Lord in this way is because he knew the promise that was spoken over the children of Israel. And even though there were multiple enemies against them, he was confident that you are going to take care of your children. These are not our enemies. Yes, they're coming to war against us, but these are your enemies. God, would you take care of your children? All right, y'all, it's time for the Daily Seed. These geopolitical threats were interpreted theologically as challenges to God's chosen people and promises. This psalm appeals to earlier victories like those of Gideon over Midian, which we see in Judges 7, asking God to act again in history. By recalling past deliverances, the writer frames present danger as part of an ongoing story of divine intervention. Psalm 83 teaches us that collective fear and uncertainty can be brought before God with confidence rooted in remembered rescue. So I want to ask you this question today. How can seeing God and past victories help you endure current challenges and uncertainties today? Let's talk about that in the comments. Listen, I know your days are nonstop, and sometimes your faith just feels tested. You want a real relationship with God, but you need a space where you can actually ask questions and get those answers that you've been pursuing. Well, inside our Deeper Roots community, we provide the tools like context checks, exclusive podcasts, short audio teachings, resources to help you stay consistent even when life is kind of chaotic. So it's time for you to go from just reading the word to truly living it. Join me at wordandseed.com/community and get rooted. So as a reminder, after watching this video, I want you to grab the Your Summer in the Psalms journal and spend about 20-30 minutes reading the text in the journal again. Listen to it in the YouVersion Bible plan and then write it down in your own words in a separate translation. All of these being done in a different translation is going to help you to meditate on the word that you are reading so that it sticks. And as always, family, time with God is time you will never regret spending. I will see you in Psalm chapter 84.